During my time with the Air Force, we spent a lot of time with the PJs at Jacobabad, where they fly missions on the HC-130s, and made 2 trips up to visit the PJs at Kandahar and Karshikanabad, where they fly rescue missions on the HH-60G helicopters. The personal highlight of the trip was on a flight up north, where I got to sit on the open ramp of a Herc at night, watch 4 PJs do a high-altitude parachute jump to the drop zone at K2, and then go down to about 1,200 feet and race across Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan, refueling helicopters. Sitting there, wearing a harness and tether, of course, and looking out through night vision goggles was a huge rush. Without the NVGs, you see nothing. Put them on, and the helicopters seem close enough to reach out and touch. In mid-December, it looked as though world events might be catching up with us. The LT was told that the plane we were supposed to ride home in early January may be going in another direction. Making alternative arrangements to get home proved to be almost as complicated as getting to OEF. Getting home directly from JBAD was not possible, so we went up to K2 to hitch a ride. But after a couple of weather-related false starts there, we caught a Christmas Day ride on a Herc going in the wrong direction to Kandahar with a crew that had decorated their cockpit with a 2-foot-high tree, tinsel, lights, and Santa hats on top of their helmets. We ended up spending several days with the PJs at Kandahar, or K1, and early on the night of the 28th got a ride on a C-17 headed to points west. After 20 hours of travel time, including 2 unscheduled stops and a change of planes, we arrived at the U.S.-run Ramstein Air Base in Germany. That's where I parted company with the LT and headed for Frankfurt International Airport and a commercial flight home to begin writing. I've gone into detail about my trip to Operation Enduring Freedom because when civilians I meet find out I've been there, they invariably want to know what it was really like. But there should be no confusion. None Braver is not about Michael's excellent Afghan adventure. It is about a group of men who have volunteered to undertake in combat a mission that is near the top of the most dangerous list, even in peacetime. As one senior non-com said to me, back in the late 80s, I quit counting, because I'd counted 20 friends who had died, not just PJs, but people involved in the rescue community. I just quit counting, and that was 14 years ago. Why do they do what they do? Most of the younger PJs can't articulate it, and the older ones seem to be long past thinking about it. Early on in their PJ careers, after they got past the notion that they can jump from airplanes, scuba dive, mountain climb, and travel the world, all on Uncle Sam's tab, there is ultimately just a quiet, unspoken acknowledgement that somewhere during the 15-month-long training pipeline, they bought into the concept of offering up their own life if need be to save another. Clearly, they are very special people who possess a selfless dedication to their mission, to their fellow servicemen and women, and to the United States of America. If there is nobility to be found in war, it can be found with the PJs.